Hello everyone, and welcome to LDT570, Advanced Teaching with Technology. This is the summer 2017 section for the students in the LDT department getting a certification or a master's degree, and the students getting a master's in teaching from the education department. So it's a little bit of mix, and you'll see that in the introductions of people with different backgrounds. So this class is going to be delivered via Google Sites. I know many of you, your classes are generally delivered through Blackboard. In this case, they will not be. It'll be strictly through Google Sites. I will use Blackboard for the grade book and for sending out messages, but otherwise Google Sites is going to be where the content's going to be delivered. And the reason why I do that is not to make it more difficult for you, but I'm modeling practices that you can use in your classroom that are free. And some of you may have Blackboard available at your schools, but most K-12 schools do not have access to to Blackboard. So I'm using a series of free tools that can be used in any situation. So just wanted to do a quick review of the website. This is the first of two videos that kind of set the foundation for the class, and this is the logistics video. Like I said, this website will be used to deliver most of the content that you'll be interacting with over the course of the semester. Here's our front page, and it has a guide to the class, or at least a topic guide to the class and the weeks that we're doing it, and some big due dates. And I say big due dates is because there are going to be other things that you're going to be doing as a result of this. And it's also, I'll call it an organic document, a living document, because I do already see a change that I forgot to make on the original, that by the time you look at this, it'll say It's Complicated chapters 1 and 2 and chapter 7, because there's an activity we're doing with that. And this has the big projects and then the reading from the books. So there are two required books I'll get to in a moment. So those are listed on here. There are other readings that will be delivered through the website. A quick note on due dates. The due dates, for these are the Sunday after the day listed. So the July 10th and the 17th are all Monday. So really the due dates for anything on here listed are July 16th. Okay, so that'd be the Sunday before, the Sunday after the date listed on here. This class is completely asynchronous, so we will not meet live either in person or online, but I will use a series of videos like I am here to provide some instruction, and you'll be doing some interacting with each other and interacting with me through Google Groups and email and all that sort of stuff. So that's the front page here. You can always kind of get a sense of what's happening each week. I will not be just publishing the whole class all at once and letting you work at your own pace. I do believe in kind of unfolding the class. I am, as a teacher, an instructional designer, and I believe, and I'll talk more about my background in the other video, and I believe in designing instruction in a way that best suits students and the learning that needs to happen. And this for me is much a passion and an attempt to modernize instructional practices with and without technology. In the second video we'll get a little bit more into what I mean by that. So if we go to the syllabus, okay, so I'm just going to kind of give you a tour of the website. The next page is the syllabus, and really the most important part of the syllabus, I guess, is the grading scale and the listing of assignments, but we're going to get there in a minute, but is the two required readings. The first is Innovator's Mindset by a guy named George Couros, and then the second one is a book called It's Complicated, The Social Lives of Network Teens by Dana Boyd, and it is lowercase on purpose. That's how she spells it out, and I'm going with what she has. So both those books are part of essential parts of the class and kind of the foundation of some of the pieces. It's Complicated is about digital citizenship and how the world has changed, and Innovator's Mindset is really about thinking outside the box as far as instructional practices and leading. And I think you'll find both these books pretty interesting. You will not be reading every page of each book, but you will have. I will encourage you to go on and read every page. But as far as the required parts, it's about half of the book that you're going to be reading as part of the class. Okay, going over to the assignment list. This has all the assignments that you're going to be doing. I'll say it has most of the assignments that you're going to be doing as part of this course. There are two categories. The one is the graded projects. So here we have the graded projects with the point value. Would like to point out the participation, which is ongoing, and that is really the weekly activities here. So the 20 points is, working in the Google the Google Groups, doing different activities on a week-to-week basis. I have most of them listed here, but I don't guarantee that one or two may disappear and a different one or two may be added. This is a class that I've been working on for a long time, and I always fiddle with it here or there. And I fiddled with it already before getting ready for this summer, but I'll fiddle with it a little bit more probably as the course goes. As many of you teachers probably do. Something new comes up or a different idea strikes you, and you pivot a little bit. So the due dates are on here. The due dates have some flexibility other than August 20th. That's the drop dead date. It's the end of the course. I have to get grades in like less than a week later. So it's important that we get everything in by then, which is actually maybe a couple days even after the official end of the course. I'd like to give a couple more days to let you finish everything up. So this is the assignments page, the assignments and activity list, and you maybe want to make a copy of that or keep record of it. I do have like a done category for you to kind of keep record, and to do that you could click on this little button, pops it into a new tab, into the Google Doc, and then you go File, Make a Copy. No thanks. And File, Make a Copy. Okay, and then you can have your own copy that you can keep track of. All right. So you will notice that this is a pretty heavily Google-centric class as far as the tools are concerned. That we're going to continue with that theme using Google Groups. Okay. Google Groups is a forum tool. I'm going to switch over to this, and we'll look at it over here. So Google Groups is a tool that is used like a discussion forum. Okay, so here I actually already have some it's pre-populated with some things that you're going to be doing this first week, including we'll go with the introductions, and basically you'll go to the topic. As you can see, when it's complicated, I'm going to divide you up by grade level because I believe it's very different when you're dealing with a kindergarten or first grader than when you're dealing with a 10th or 11th grader. So we want to, I want to acknowledge and recognize that you are coming from different places, and you certainly can go in and look at what the other people are saying. But I'm going to have you interact with people on a few different occasions who teach within the same grade range as you. So to use Google Groups is very simple. First off, you're going to have to join. If you notice in the other window, it's a different account. It has apply for membership, so you can click on that, and I will approve you. So or I'll add you manually. So to respond to this, you would just go in here and then hit reply, and then you can type your answers here and hit post. What I found is that every once in a while it glitches out on people, and you might want to first type it in a Google Doc or a Word doc before you put it in here, because some of them are a little bit longer. And of course a Google Doc or a Word doc will let you to check spelling and grammar a little bit easier, and that may be what you want to do for that, and then paste it into here. I will ask that if you can delete the question if the question shows up underneath, and it's not looking like it's showing up underneath this one. So that's Google Groups. There is one other Google tool that's not linked on here, but it will be as we do assignments with it, and that's Google Classroom. And that's why we really need you to have a Google account, a Gmail account, instead of a G Suite for Education account or a Yahoo account or something like that, because only Gmail accounts will work with a Gmail Google Classroom, which is different than my guhsd.net account, which is a Google account. It only works within that domain. So since we're not all part of that domain, or SDSU's domain for that matter, we have to go with Gmail accounts. The last tab here is the schedule by week, and this is where you're going to find what you do each week. And so I call this instructional document. I call these documents an instructional document, and basically they they walk you through what you need to do, bit by bit, piece by piece. Now, let's move that up a little bit. Okay. I divided them into parts. They are Google Docs, and for those of you who want to print stuff out, again, if you click on this little arrow up here, or arrow in a box, it will pop you into a new window. The Google Doc will then be there, and you can print it, and you can then go through it. Some of my students in the past use that as kind of a check off, and they can cross things off and all that. Now, they are interactive, so there are links within them. And if we look at part 1, this is what you're going to be doing this week. You're going to be going through, here's this video that you're watching right now, and then you're going to watch the other one there. You're going to explore the website, and then here's part 2. And then here's part 3. Oops, that should say part 3. Oh, I mixed them up. Okay. See, and that's the great thing about live. When you look at it live, it's going to, I'll have it fixed. It'll be right. So all these are like I said, living documents, and they do change every once in a while. If I find an error, because every once in a while a typo gets through as well, or if I pivot a little bit. Now, if we go to the other weeks, there's not going to be anything there, because like I said, I've designed this class in a way that it unfolds week by week. I will probably release like weeks 2 and 3 together, and then the last 3 weeks are mostly all together as well. But I'm asking you not to work ahead, because I don't think that's best to get the most out of this course. And if you have some sort of vacation or big event planned, I've had lots of students, give birth and get married and have wonderful European vacations planned. And if that's the case, then you will email me, and that is the best way to get a hold of me, is via email. And you've received emails from me, danmcdowell@gmail.com, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible with I say within 48 hours, but I try and make it certainly within 24, sometimes within minutes if I just happen to be on my phone or in front of my computer, and depending upon what it is that you need. So that's the basics of the website and how the class is going to be delivered. Really, once you get this, you can start on week 1 and start going through and checking everything out, and the other weeks will be sent to you Saturday or Sunday before of the following week. Okay, so I will be sending out the week 2 instructional document on the 15th or 16th, and we'll go from there. You can ignore the S's and the A's; they don't mean anything. This is a completely asynchronous class. There are no live meetings, so ignore that. And otherwise, if you have any questions, please email me. Thanks a lot.